Hello, and welcome back to Kentucky Route Zero, TV Edition. So, what was I going to do? I said I was going to go back to the farmhouse, then I'll go to the arcade and tavern. Let's just see if anything new happens. The farmhouse is silent and empty. The barn is still gone, so is the cave. A few horses graze in the empty field. Oh, so those were actually there, the thing that the TV was seeing. Okay, well, I'm glad I went to that. All right, let's go to Shannon's workhouse. Wait, what? What is this? Whoa, a hidden road, huh? Railroad track. This isolated stretch of railroad track is overgrown with wildflowers. It spans only a few hundred yards and is bracketed on each side by a pile of rotting wooden ties. The only visible stop on the railway is a squat, wooden station building, brightly lit from within. Let's go in! Conway and Ezra enter the building. The station interior is warm, soft orange light from a few antique fixtures, worn but finished wood floors and counters, and a compact space heater left conspicuously in the middle of the room. Train memorabilia hangs from racks on the wall. A model steam engine pulls boxcars steadily along a track threaded through the rafters. A teenager in a kitschy engineer's cap is slumped behind a cash register, asleep. Ezra strains to examine the steam engine. It's too high up to get a good look at it. Conway lifts Ezra up onto his shoulders. The train speeds by, just out of reach. Ezra shifts his weight, lifts his left knee to chin height, and, before Conway can stop him, vaults off the older man's shoulders and up onto the rafters. The view from the rafters is not much different. Piles of boxed trains and train memorabilia, the clerk asleep behind the desk, Conway looking awkwardly around the room and occasionally scratching the nape of his neck. Does he know he does that? Is it just one of those things he does, like the way Ezra's mother half sings hello and goodbye? It almost sounds like a joke or a question when she does it. Conway scratching his neck seems like a question too. Are we really here? Maybe. Or maybe, is this it? The train isn't very interesting up close. After all, it's only a toy. That was still cool, though. Secrets, man. You know, it only just occurred to me, this is called Mammoth Cave Road, so I'm wondering if that's the cave that we saw, and that, you know, is the weird one that I think we went inside of, surrealistically, as we entered the Zero. But where was Shannon's workshop? There it is, okay. The truck pulls into the bait shop parking lot. The bait shop is closed. Conway and Shannon walk around to the side of the building. Shannon fumbles with her key for a bit and then looks down at her feet. The locks have been changed. She writes a short but stern note about tenants' rights and pins it to the door. Damn, I'm sorry, Shannon. This stuff got took. All right, if I don't find anything else new, I will head maybe back to Equus Oils just to see if anything has been updated, and then we will head on and do Junebug's whole deal. All right, let's check this out and just see. Let's just see. Act 3, Scene 4. Yep, Equus Oils. Got it. Nothing done yet. Maybe I'm too early, so let's go. We're ready to leave. Let's go do Junebug's thing. We'll go to the arcade first. Hey, where are you guys going? Oh, they were coming to here. Okay. Arcade first. The arcade is closed. Oh. Okay, fine. Tavern. Act 3, Scene 5. The lower depths. You know what I'm thinking now? What if the first time that we came here and she was like, man, this seems weird. Like that was when the stuff was happening with the folks from Hard Times. Who knows? Oh, hi, Blue. Doesn't feel right. Feels dead here. Or like something once died anyway. Well, that wasn't a very nice thing to say to your dog. Let's just go around here before I go to the door. See if there's still stuff in the dumpster. Yeah, it's the same stuff as before. Weird. Kind of late. Are you sure they're open? Sure, they're open. This is one of those places. We came by earlier and they were closed. Oh, you know it? Pretty rough, huh? We never went inside. It's not that bad. Let's head on in. We are not saints, but we've kept our appointment. How many people can boast as much? That's lovely, ma'am. Who said it? A poet. So this is what this place looks like. Oh, God, yeah. My leg. But you know what? It helps me move, and that's what counts. Ma'am, I hate to say it, but the cupboard is bare. Have some vision, Cricket. We've got 1, 2, 4 patrons. Harry doesn't count. Well, we've done more with less. What kind of music do you play? It's like Cyrano Cole meets Ike Towner, but with a woman lead, and the keyboards are kind of ambient whisper wave. A little bit more reverb. There's some Dolly Crown in there, too, like the early stuff before she joined the Sheet Swingers. Better drum programming, though. I don't know who those people are. Well, you'll hear it in a minute. Oh, look at that. Well, let's talk to Ezra first. Ezra flips eagerly through the jukebox's catalog of songs. What do you think? I don't know how to play this game. Oh, sad child. All right. All I'm pouring tonight is Hard Times whiskey. Got any coffee going? No coffee. Hard Times whiskey. Say, shut the GD door, would you? I can't afford to run AC all night. Sorry, Harry. Oh, it's you two. Where have you been? Never mind. Listen, I can't keep this place open through the small hours of the night just waiting for musicians. Where is everyone? Everybody had to, clear out. Let's get set up, huh? There's nobody here to listen to it. I can't pay for... We brought some people, Harry. A crowd is forming. Yeah, but I also... Don't you trust me, Harry? Well, sure, I trust you, Junebug. But I... Oh, and that's kind of sad knowing what I know, and that something probably happened to all of the people. Just saying. There was a reckoning, all right. And I think it happened right before we showed up. But let's go check them out. Also, I know I gave, like, almost all the men just, like, the same voice, but with slightly different lilts. Who cares, right? I'm loving this game. How's it looking out there? How are you all feeling tonight? Can we get a bit more reverb in the monitors? Harry adjusts the soundboard behind the bar. How's that? Test, test, 1, 1, 1. 350 lamentation. Lamentation. Sounds good. How's everybody doing? Anybody had a real bad night? How about you, old man? Not too bad. Well, we'll take care of that right now. This is a song I heard in a tavern many years ago at an open mic night. Me and Johnny were out just riding around, you know. You like to drive around, old man? That's where I feel at home. Of course you do. So we were out riding around and we passed this gaudy old tavern. I mean, it was a real dive. Busted up facade. Weeds in the parking lot. Taps all dry. Bats in the bar room. And run by this creaky bag of bones. Looked like the only thing keeping him awake was the fear of death. So glad to be back here at the lower depths. Hey now, so we stopped for an early drink, and there was a lady singing right here on stage, and the song she sang, well, it stuck with us, and now it's a regular part of our repertoire. Never got that lady's name, but she seemed like a sweet gal, and she had a voice like Scotch whiskey, and we just hope we do her song justice. So here it is, Too Late to Love You. Oh, I get to pick. Oh, I love that. She's got this cross between like a Sinead O'Connor and like an 80s rock ballad princess and Bjork. And I'm so into it. Johnny with the sweet harmonics. Tell me, those of you who watch when I play games like this, tell me that the music is not always immaculate in everything I play. Tell me. You could tell me that, you'd be lying. Don't be liars. Pants are flammable. Oh man, that was so good, Junebug. Now that's gonna be stuck in my head. Well, hope you liked it. I'm not gonna say I've heard it before. How dare you, can't wait. Kind of sad, isn't it? Kind of. Listen, we appreciate you folks sticking around for the show. There's nothing more wretched than playing sad songs to an empty room. We've just got to get our fee from Harry, and then we'll get you headed to the, zero. You guys really did a good job. Johnny, you were great, too. Coming in clutch with the harmony. Good. How you doing, Ezra? You just stand over here looking at the jukebox? Didn't you like the song? It was very good. Well, Harry, I think that went pretty well. I'd say the crowd was into it. Reverential. Rapt. I guess the usual fee is about right, and we'll let you get back to your business. Well, that's the... Damn it, I was trying to tell you two. I can't pay. They cleaned me out. I've got nothing left but a GD IOU from the distillery. An IOU? Yeah, I traded them for some whiskey, and I guess it had some surplus credit, so I got this note to get some more from them later on. Must have been a hell of a trade. I had to. Gotta keep this place open somehow, goddammit. Watch your language, Harry. Could you pay them with your IOU? Well, very contemporary, very astute. How about it, Harry? Let's push some paper around. Well, it's just... I can collect on it here when they bring more whiskey up, but for you to cash in, you'd have to go down to... down to the distillery, down to hard times, and it's... You've got to take the zero. So that's what we'll do. How do we get there? Are you folks sure you want to head down there? I've never been myself, but I hear... People hear things. Rumors. Do you know another way to Dogwood Drive? Dogwood? Got a letter, did you? I've got a stack. Well, okay. Sounds like the zero's your only course now. Harry, you're all right. If only. You got a radio in your car? Yep. Well, here's what you gotta do. Take a left out of the parking lot, then just fiddle around on your dial until you hear something familiar. Familiar but strange. You know the feeling? Like, I used to go hunt with my uncle, but out in the mountains, and now I watch these nature programs. They're filmed in the mountains, and there's the deer, and I know all the plants and every kind of tree, but something just doesn't look right. And it's even stranger for being so close to familiar. Something like that. You'll know when you hear it. Fix that strange but familiar station on your dial, drive for a bit, and then turn around when the station cuts out. I mean, right then. Hope you folks find what you're looking for. Eventually. Always a pleasure, Harry. Is it? Holy shit. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Come on, Ezra. Come on, folks. God, that was such a good... Why am I looking like I'm looking at me? That was weird. Like, do you see how... And he didn't do it that time. Did you see how Conway's head turned to look at me? I saw that, Conway. Don't you get sketch. All right? Okay, what else does it say about the tavern? Anything? Neon signs rattle tunelessly in the dark. Okay. Is it going to say that again? Yeah, all right. Is the arcade open now? Oh, the arcade's not saying anything. Okay, so I make a left from here. Radio on. I'll try this, but it doesn't sound familiar to me, so I don't know if it's right. This station doesn't quite match that bartender's description. Definitely weird, though. Let's keep scanning. He said we know when we heard it. Okay, so yeah, I was right. Like, it didn't sound familiar. This sounds kind of like what I heard when I went into something, like into either one of Conway's visions or something. So I'm going to try that one. I don't know if it's right, though. What was the other one? What's this station? I've never heard this before. Sounds like horses. Horses running? A race? Charlie and I used to go races sometimes. Charlie, he was your boss's kid, right? The one who, yeah. Must be some memories there. Well, that fits familiar but strange for me. Harry said we just drive until it cuts out? Oh, okay. So I didn't know they would tell me. So we drive until it cuts out? Oh, shit. And we're back on the zero, just like that, at the horses. Hall of the Mountain King. Okay. Hall of the Mountain King. Oh, I didn't look. I was looking down, writing in my notes, so I don't know if it said an act or anything. All right, you know the deal. Got to talk to Blue first. My good old doggy who's probably going to drop dead by the end of this game. What do you suppose happened here? Some kind of storm washed it away? Or just a slow drip from the ceiling wearing it down? Let's look at the bridge. The bridge ends abruptly, crumbling in despair. Time to cut him loose, ma'am? Well, now I'm having fun. Huh. Okay. Slow night anyway. Aw, you guys want to stay with us. You love us. I don't blame you. I'm with them. So, you know. Anyway, boardwalk. Let's check out this rope. A loop of decayed rope is coiled on a banister. Some rotted sections have been smoothed over with a fine dust. Broken computer monitors are heaped precariously among the rocks. A pet carrier for a cat or small dog has been left by the path. A calcified rag wadded in the corner may once have been a blanket. A hiking backpack leans against a rock. It's empty except for a dusty bag of cat food and a few punch cards. A pile of discarded electronics burns steadily in the center of the chamber. Oh, I didn't even see that there was somebody over there. Well, I'm not going to talk to you yet. I just want to look at the fire. Oh. Cool. Well, let's talk to Amy. Oh, it's triangles within triangles down here. Shifting, intersecting, overlaying. Isn't it romantic? Let's see. You're here to steal back the love of a boy you once knew when you were too young to recognize the movements of the heart. And you're escorting her, pretending to have her interests at heart while really, you're in love with a young woman as well, and so you've agreed to help him conspire to win her affections, but it's just a ploy to set him up for embarrassment and diminish him out of the picture. I'm into it. Well, maybe I still have the knack. I used to be really good at this. I had 11 novels published, from The Billionaire's Bidding to Fields of Longing. Real hot, bodice-ripping stuff, you know. I miss those days in my Lexington studio apartment, just me and my thesaurus, steaming up the windows. Why did you stop writing? You know, suddenly it was all computers everywhere you went. I thought I might be able to do something with that, inject a little libido into those ugly beige boxes. Huh! So I went back to the university and I studied human-computer interaction, and then I picked up Donald's research assistantship here as a tester, debugging. In my off hours, I played around with a doomed love story at the core of our little simulation. That seemed to amuse Donald, so I kept at it. I'm afraid I tinkered too much, made it too complex. Now our work is never done. We don't even have to add any new functionality. The bugs just grow on their own. Too complex. I miss those days in my Lexington studio apartment. All right, so Hall the Mountain King, which was clockwise from the horses, had Amy burning computers. Those them's my notes. Let's look at the fire. A pile of discarded electronics burns steadily in the center of the chamber. Let's look at the old man. Talk to him and then I'll go back to Amy. Oh, it's Donald! Donald puffs on a smoldering pipe while half mumbling, half singing an old country tune. Where the old green river runs, though hills and caves not known to us, down to that sunless sea. Oh, who are you? Sorry, did we startle you? I might say you did. I thought you might be one of them. Oh, no, you can't be. We've been patching all their spy holes. We keep the lights dim out and the motors running softly, and we route the smoke out through. That is, what were we talking about? What's that computer over there? Looks pretty vintage.
It looks like a harmless old computer, doesn't it? Like some beat-up mainframe Zoom from a university basement left in its cave to rot. Or a flower. No, it's no ordinary computer. I've modified it extensively in some pretty experimental ways, believe you me. And that's to say nothing of the software, but... You look like a technically minded sort of person. Tell me, do you know the effects of mold growth on diffuse-based transistor circuitry?
Sounds like it would short-circuit.
Certainly, but not all of it. Some moldy filaments are more or less conductive than others, and it grows in non-linear, chaotic patterns. We can guide it in a bit, though a simple application of classical horticulture, but we can't produce specific results, only tendencies. Thwarted and feeble, we hammer on this derelict keyboard. My name is Reason, King of Kings. But we are mere gardeners in the ruins. Our keystrokes echo off into the tunnels. Boundless and bare, the caves stretch far away. We're too late. Always too late. What? Did you say something?
You were about to tell us about the software.
Oh, the software. My last work, Xanadu. You heard of it? Perhaps you read about it in the journals. It's been years since I published anything. Xanadu has evolved significantly since I explained its data structures in my article, Literary Multitudes, a Hypertextual Narrative as Post-Structural Witness. Evolved. And then deteriorated.
Donald sighs dramatically and takes a puff from his pipe.
I'm afraid you're too late, fellow hypertext enthusiast. As a mold accumulated on the circuitry, Xanadu blossomed for a moment into something holy and enchanted. And then all the charm was broken. If you have any idea what it's like to spend your life building something, then sit powerlessly as your work declines in the ruin.
Interesting. They all have a story to tell. But you know what? I feel like Conway is gonna have more of that bond with him, you know. I drive deliveries for a small antique shop, and we're closing down.
Shuffling around the dusty ghosts of antiquity. Well, I have my own ghosts, and I keep them in there, in Xanadu. It's running on that glorious dusty machine. Take a look if you like. Too late to do anything but smoke and reminisce anyway. Far too late to do anything.
I wonder if they got, like, trapped here. Interesting. Let's talk to Andrew. Then I'll talk to Amy, then I'll check out Xanadu.
Do you know what I am first? No, I mean, if this cave were larger, could it... Now I'm getting ahead of myself. I've got it. How would you characterize this space, the one we're standing in now?
It seems endless.
You have no idea how right you are. Decades of mapping and notating. But how can you tell what formal quality makes it seem endless, you know?
The shadows seem to stretch forever.
Sure, that's... But they're not just shadows, right? I mean, they could be. They're projections, or maybe they're anatomies. How's that? Can you tell where we are now? Surrounded by creeping anatomies? Close your eyes. Will you close your eyes?
Only if you close yours.
Okay, I can do it from memory. Good, now. You're standing at the top of a rocky peak. A ton of flame licks the shadowy anatomies of... Where are we? Oh, here again. How disappointing.
Sorry to, disappoint.
No, it's my fault. I shouldn't be so attached to the future. It's always getting in the way of my work. Better to be in the moment, carefully observing and documenting with no attachment. Let me give you an example. I was a grad student studying statistics when I started working with Donald on his project. He said we needed someone with a more analytical mind to do the descriptive writing. Someone who would appreciate the cave descriptions as real labor instead of taking their authorial voice for granted. Donald warned me it would be long hours of typing painstakingly detailed descriptions into the computer, and I put in the hours. Believe me, I've put in the hours. I've described every facet of this cave in such detail that sometimes I don't know if I'm reading or looking, writing or exploring. Often in the dark and lonely moments, I worry that in my sleep I've transcribed rooms from my dreams into the system. How would we know? They could only be entered with precise, faithful detail. That's all I know how to write, and all I dream about is caves. I only dream of caves.
Well, shit, Andrew. I mean, I know I made you sound like that, but shit. A man wearing large glasses inspects the ceiling. Let's look at the gate. A massive gate constructed out of scavenged materials blocks passage down the far side of the spire. Roberta. The kingdom is in peril! Well, what else is new? Where's the kingdom? You're in the throne room. There are 3 legendary treasures hidden throughout the castle that will restore these ruins to their former glory. What do they look like? She's messing with you, kid. Enchanted jewelry, talismans, a magic mirror that prevents the future, a magic shield that protects the bearer from age, a magic chest that's always filled with... I never went to the university. I was an independent scholar. It means I took to the public libraries like a beachcomber. I studied fairy tales. And then I came to work for Donald. I paid the bills, rubbed leathering elbows with academics, scraped black mold from cave walls. Finally, now I carry the firewood into senescence. The kingdom is in peril. A woman in a long, worn shirt stares at the fire, lost in thought. Wow. Let's look at Xanadu, and then we will try Xanadu. Baffling control panels are sheltered from the elements with a worn tarp. A closet-sized wall of knobs and wires looms behind the machine, humming faintly. An electric typewriter is the only easily recognizable component. All right, let's... What? Oh, that's like saying go back to Donald? No, let's try Xanadu. Let's see what this does. How do you think we get it started? This whole thing? Maybe there's a hand crank around. Oh, it has a run key. Act 3, Scene 7, Xanadu. Xanadu. At Denevardo.
You are staring at the end of the world. Everything around you is a fucking mess.
Ha! This thing is in rough shape. Try blowing on it. Conway blows some dust off the keyboard and presses the return key.
Being at T Road, willing around you.
Okay, that's worse. Kind of looks like a house. Type house. House.
That's well, kind of.
In Bedquilt? Whoa.
You are in Bedquilt. I will see East Passage everywhere. But Lula, but Pewter, but crying, backs, and being something.
So that's Joseph and Lula over the computer.
That's the everything tastes like.
Time for some percussive maintenance. Yeah, because I already know it said Lula. Conway thumps the side of the machine with his palm. Oh, I have a portable degausser with me. Old systems like this one can build up a remnant magnetic field that sort of warps everything along with whatever pattern it's settled into, you know? The degausser clears that up by suddenly shaking the magnetic field around until it's uniform again. That's how I like to think of it anyway, like shaking a snow globe. Worth a shot. All right. Degauss. Degauss. Hall of the Mountain King. Degauss.
On a tunnel.
Well, okay.
Stalactites go on the ceiling. Just on the center of it. With the dynamite spire.
All right, so it looks like it says that stalactites adorn the ceiling, and in the center of it, there's an enormous rock spire. This is where you set up your equipment.
Premature end of file. Press any key to quit.
This is a lost cause. What a piece of junk. So that was them. That was Lula Chamberlain and Joseph, and they were going to the caves. They were setting up their equipment. Act 3, Scene 8, Hall of the Mountain King. I'm really interested to know what the hell happened. Bizarre. And what was that about Lula? Maybe Donald knows how to clear it up a bit. Yeah, let's go ask the Don. Donnie Darko. Oh, that's cool. That's why it had the rotation symbol, because it had to rotate all the way back to Donald. Got it.
So, seen it for yourself. What's left of it?
Is that the end?
I'm talking both of a beautiful dream, but you see what it once was, can't you? Can't you? There was so much more to it, ornate labyrinths of memory, exhaustively simulated parallel cave ecosystems. Really, artificial intelligence is built on sophisticated neural network algorithms. Birds in the forest could flock in 3 dimensions. Bats could learn to sing. Then it began to crumble when the strangers came. First, we only heard them, walking heavily through the caves, dragging things around, hammering and clattering their tools. Sometimes we heard working songs, never close enough to make out real voices. Just their echoes cascading wordlessly in the tunnels. Then we caught a glimpse of one.
What did they look like?
They looked like... No, it's too horrible. I shouldn't be telling you about this. They're dangerous. They're strange. I should never try to outwit them. They were always too much for me. But it's too late now. If I'd listened to Lula,
Lula? Lula Chamberlain?
Yes, of course. Oh, do you know her?
How do you know her?
It's a long time ago. All this, you see, just look at it. No, she's gone now. She left. We built this together, did you know? Lula, Joseph, and I. Lula's gone from here, but...
Donald points across the cave with his pipe.
Still in there. In Xanadu. I don't know where Lula is now, or how to get there from here. Or how to unwind that damn tangled highway, but Xanadu, before its room, was faultless as an oracle, a shrine of perfect simulation. Until... But maybe those weird interlopers destroyed my Xanadu. Perhaps they know how to fix it. It may be dangerous. I've sent many eager seconds to negotiate with them to repair my masterpiece. Back there, that tunnel. Push back the vines, crawl out into the darkness, watch your step. After a while, you'll feel the terrain change beneath your hands and knees, from rock to crystal, then to mud. Then you'll be out. That's where the strangers come from. Now leave me alone. I still have a bit of mold in my pipe and a few dreams left.
Goddamn, so... The interlopers, were the interlopers like the people from the power company, or were they miners? Hold on, Act 3, Scene 9. Where the strangers come from. Shit. Well, okay. I was gonna say it could be miners because it looked like there was some weird overlap between the mine and the zero and the caves, but also it said they look strange. The miners were just people that died, like they're ghosts, but they don't look strange. But the dude from Hard Times looks strange. So, I don't know. Also, that's a mausoleum. That's where we crawled out of? Well, this can't be right. Looks like an old church.
Worth a look inside.
I guess. I want to stay outside.
Why?
I think I saw a lizard. I'll stay with him. Okay, we'll make it quick. All right, well, I am going to end this episode here because I don't know how long this is going to go on, but oh my god, I don't know how many different ways I can say that I love this game so much. This game is so me, and I'm such a good person. And why wouldn't a good person love good games? Games may cost money, but ego is free. And if you're free, then you know what I'm going to say. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel, support me on Patreon at the $1 tier or higher, and I'll be back very soon with another episode of Kentucky Route Zero.